Today, from TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida, it's Week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. They'll run it. This is James Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Lawrence to throw. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Lawrence. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. The numbers for Walker from last week's effort: 17 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown.
As always, priority number 1 for them is to secure the win this week. But priority number 2, this guy right now who is 6th in the league in rushing. They want to give him that push to get him into the top 5 and really earn their status of being one of the best ground games in the NFL, as well as him being one of the lead backs, too.
He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. The Ravens at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
12 yards the pickup there. Good for a Raven first. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only the controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
That in for the Ravens touchdown. DK Metcalf, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Ravens get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turning to his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw into the hands of the receiver, Chenault. Lawrence to Chenault for a Jaguar first. That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Well, this defense for the Ravens, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
Even better than that, they pitched a shutout in that game, and I'm telling you, trust me on this one. That's a confidence builder for the rest of the season. When you get a defense that puts together a performance like that this early in the year, well, that sends notice to the rest of the NFL and spreads confidence throughout the locker room that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, it's Lawrence. And able to find Kirk complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 23. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1. On 1st down, Lawrence. Connection made with Chenault. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Over the middle here to Rudolph.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd down and fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. The question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
On 3rd and short, the fullback Burton. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Christian Kirk from a yard out.
And the Jaguars' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And we are tied at 7. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Back to Walker on 1st down. Taken down at the 42.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Here's 2nd and 8. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. We We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
He'll find Metcalf. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker, Justin Tucker, out onto the field. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. Tucker's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And the Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. He'll drop this one off with ETN. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. Now Lawrence. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
3rd and 2, now Lawrence. He finds his man, complete. That's 4th. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. To throw again is Lawrence. Over the middle, he's got Chenault. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Throwing again on 2nd down. Lawrence. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. We'll skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They're leading right now and on the heels of that victory last week against Arizona. 1st and 10 as they start this drive. 3rd quarter begins with a run by Walker. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw.
He finds Bateman over the middle.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or a man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 29-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. The throw here to Andrews, the tight end.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Foyesade Oluwakin. And the Jaguars are going to take over here up near the 40.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
His throw incomplete.
Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion force there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
Now Lawrence.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Running it with a fullback, Burton. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Surprised at all that they went with a fullback there?
Not at all, because it harkened back to the days where we watched these games almost in black and white, right? The stocky guy, the strong guy, the powerful guy would let...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
After the sack on first down, Lawrence, and completes it to Kirk over the middle.
And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, partner. There's no intent here because Von Miller, former NFL Man of the Year award winner, he likes to play the game the right way. But in this case, makes a mistake and gets in just a little bit too late, and that draws the penalty.
Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
And this one hauled in by Rudolph.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty, but when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
On 3rd and goal, Lawrence.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
Von Miller gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now.
And why do you go out and trade for a guy like this defensively? Well, an instant impact in your pass rush is reason number 1.
And let's think about it. You want a guy who can create big plays for your team. Takeaways, fumbles, you name it. That's what you want from a big-time player on the defensive side of the ball.
I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. They'll try. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
Following the fumble recovery, Lawrence.
That's out wide here for Robinson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a 1st down.
Lawrence will throw.
And that's going to be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 24-yard line. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score.
Robinson up the middle. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Robinson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9.
On 3rd down, Robinson. And they'll get to him short of the 1st down at about the 16.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Rosa's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens in this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
So the Ravens now down on the scoreboard. 1:38 to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Back to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
That is caught, Bateman.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. He's been quiet all afternoon. He may have just come up with a play of the day right there, though.
Obviously, it's not the volume in which you get done. It's the quality, and that was a quality catch right there.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted.
Picked off by Logan Ryan. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for the Jags, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And
today. From SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Baltimore Ravens.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Baltimore Ravens and the Los Angeles Rams. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. The Ravens at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season, and they fell in the opener. Got back on the beam with a win in Week 2, but stumbled again last week to fall under 500.
And despite that stumble, I don't think anyone's too concerned because they've made mistakes that they believe are correctable. This is a team still getting to know each other. I'm not that concerned, and neither are they.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. And they just acquired him a new ball carrier. What do you think of the acquisition?
I like it. Maybe not the big-time player, big-time impact you're looking for, but someone who wants to prove something and find a new home.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. Now back to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews.
He's got the first down and more than that.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Ravens are on the board first on the road here in L.A.
Tucker with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. So now the Rams will get their first opportunity with a football. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10.
At their 25-yard line. Now Stafford. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Stafford. Over the middle, complete. It's Robinson. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
Stafford going to give this to Akers.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. The numbers for him from a week ago: 14 carries, 70 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Sometimes that's a danger putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take over here up near the 40.
Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year, and part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Well, I don't want to be a jinx partner and put the whammy on him, but I think we could be looking at all-time damn the ground with the way that he's going. Only a few quarterbacks in this league are capable of a 100-yard game, and he's halfway there just in the first quarter. This is a record-setting pace. Hopefully, he can keep it up, and we can have fun watching it.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Touchdown! Mark Andrews. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Ravens go up by 2 touchdowns.
Tucker now to add the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
No return here for Calais, and this will be a touchback.
So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game.
Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their 2nd drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it, and when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Now it's Stafford. And that will be incomplete.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They've got the lead here as they start out 1st and 10, trying to erase the memory of the loss last week. That came at the hands of the Jacksonville Jaguars. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. And when you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
2nd and 4. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. And that's on the guard, Kevin Zeitler.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll set up to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd and 13. Eluding the pressure right. And this is taken in at the 5. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there.
His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens take a 3-touchdown lead. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
No return here for Calais, and this will be a touchback.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
They're ready to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
On 1st and 10, Stafford puts it on the carpet. It's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so, and there's your end result right there.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Being chased out left. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. But Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
Defensively, celebration time, because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Completes it to Hardman. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. They're going to look to throw.
Oh, Metcalf, what a catch.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Well, that's not one you see very often on Aaron Donald, because we know he's not trying to do anything intentional, but that time, just a little too late for the officials' liking.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Across the formation, Hardman gets the completion.
The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Second down and 3, ball on the 7.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Buying time to his... Nowhere to go here. He loses the football. But it looked like a Raven was able to get in there, and they will indeed keep the possession. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
They'll look to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. he bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as we say goodbye to September and take a look around the NFL here on this first day of October.
And we'll jump right over halftime and keep the game going here in Week 4. Second half kickoff ready to go. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. No return here for Calais, and this will be a touchback. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Stafford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
They'll run on first down with Akers.
They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
They'll go again here with Akers.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
41 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford.
Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
Here we go. Yellow, 43.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Flushed out right.
This one into the hands of Metcalf. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Steps away.
Pass on the crossing route is complete. This is Andrews. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Here's a give up the middle. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
They'll set up a throw. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews.
And he is going to have a Ravens first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up, because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys, because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
They go play action here on first down. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Well, the pressure just couldn't get to him that time. They forced him out to his right, but he held his poise, surveyed the field, didn't find anything he liked, and then took off and picked up a nice gain.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9.
Looking to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
Yellow, 22.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Ravens look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field, and they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
He gets his first catch there, but all in all, when you're talking about the #1 receiver in the NFL coming into this game, and we're just talking about the first catch there, I think they're doing a nice job of bottling him up.
Now a first down throw. Stafford.
They'll set up the screen here to Akers.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Off the fake to Akers. Here's Stafford.
There goes a deep ball. End zone. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Van Jefferson.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Rams are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter.
Extra point up and through. And the lead is down to 24. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
He'll find Metcalf. And he's going to be about a yard or two short of the first here. He needed the 35 but didn't make it. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Tucker's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On first down, Stafford here.
And he's got this to Jefferson. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5.
Now a play fake it at Stafford.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Extra point forthcoming. And the lead is down to 20. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards.
And it's Allen Robinson who caps things off with a touchdown.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
They'll try and run for it, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Ravens, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew,